Someone I know in business describes himself as a great starter but a terrible finisher. And this is not something that is uncommon. Many people will start things in business and start things in life and just won't continue. I was very surprised to learn that there's a statistic that says most people who buy a book don't get past the first couple of pages. I think it's like the majority of people who buy books don't get past the first couple of pages. So why do they buy them? Why do you start a project? Why do you get a gym membership? Why do you do certain things? Because the act of starting gives you a feeling that you're doing it, gives you this sense that you are moving in the right direction. The commitment that's required to continue, to work through your learning process, your learning curve, to overcome obstacles that might surface, to deal with the emotions of being bad at something or having to work at something. These are very hard for people. There are many people, for example, that will launch businesses and have plans. I know people that will create magnificent new products, and they'll have presentations that they'll develop. They'll have the brochure that they're writing. They'll have some work involved in the process, but they just won't continue. I want to challenge you to get beyond being just a starter, to get out of preparation mode. So many people are just preparing to do something. They're thinking about it. They're analyzing. They're gathering facts. They're doing research. They're dabbling, but they're not doing. And they're not doing because they just don't believe in what they're doing. They don't believe in themselves. They don't want to work through what's required. They don't want to dedicate the time. There's also this perception that maybe there's something else I could be doing that is more valuable or more profitable. If you have that attitude, you'll always have many things that are half done. They might not even be half done. They might be 20% done, 30% done. Now, this is not something that is foreign to me. I do this all the time. I can't tell you how many things that I've started writing and then I put it aside and say, hey, I'll come back to it. But one of the reasons why I am able to produce lots of content and I'm able to be rather prolific in my ideas, both in video and other ways, is because I'm always starting and I'm always finishing. I'm always going back to things that I began and saying, oh, let's polish this up. Let's sharpen it up. Let's make it better. I'm also always working at things systematically every day. You see, if you work on something every day consistently, you don't have to do a lot of work at it. But what will happen is it'll be cumulative and the impact will be really significant. If you start something, you just have to contribute to it every day. Let's say you're going to write a book, for example. Decide on some of the key things. Get the book outline. Get the research, gather the research that you need, and start writing. And write a little bit every day. Write a few sentences. Write a paragraph. Write a page if you can. Not everybody can write multiple pages every day and find themselves putting together a book in a short period of time. You have to look at it as continuing to enjoy the process, continuing to work at it, and realize that this systematic approach will enable you to finish. You see, many of the things that you began that you didn't finish are things that are answers. That's right, answers to some of the challenges, some of the problems, some of the questions you have about your career. You've got the answer. You just haven't continued to work on it. You've got that new product. You've got the new revenue. You've got the new marketing campaign. You've got it. You just didn't complete it. And you didn't complete it because you didn't respect the ideas that you were given enough to follow through on them. When you begin to respect your ideas, when you begin to follow through, you will be rewarded with more and more ideas, but you can't get there if you don't take these initial steps and dig in. Day by day, step by step, you will start to see the magic in your idea, the power in your idea. And when you commit to finishing, what you'll realize is as you get more and more involved, you'll fall in love with your idea. You'll fall in love with the product. You'll fall in love with the campaign. You'll fall in love with the project, whatever it is, you'll fall in love with it. And once you fall in love with it, my goodness, that's the secret to great success with it. Because you will exude love, you will exude enthusiasm when you talk to people about it. They'll know that you're serious about it. They'll know that you're committed to it. And they'll want to be a part of it. They'll want to read it. They'll want to buy it. They'll want to participate. They'll want to come to the event. They'll want to cheer you on. They'll want to connect you with other people. You see, that's the real power of committing to finishing. What happens when you're watching a marathon, and you're watching some kind of race or a competition? The people are cheering those runners on. Those people who are digging in, sticking it out, and continuing to go with their inspiration, go with their drive. They get this incredible strength that sometimes they don't realize even where it comes from. It feels superhuman. They just continue because they want to finish. And you know what? The crowd wants to finish. And when you see someone who is having difficulty finishing, who is mustering up everything they can, all the power they can to finish, what do? We don't say, my goodness, you've run out of steam, you're no good at what you're doing, why don't you give up? We give them every bit of psychic energy we can to get them to finish, because we're so excited to see someone committed to finishing. Now, what if that person had just stayed in preparation mode, had registered for the run but didn't show up, had said, oh boy, after a mile this is really difficult, and didn't continue? We wouldn't be celebrating them, and they wouldn't be celebrating themselves. So get out of preparation mode. Preparation is wonderful. It's powerful, but you've got to get started. You've got to commit to the race. And as you run that race, you'll fall in love with the process. You'll enjoy the process more than you even realize. And you'll be so pleased with yourself, that accomplishment, the fact that you were able to make it happen. You will walk around on a high because you committed to something and you got it done. Get out of preparation mode, run the race, and finish the race. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Share it with someone in your network. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more to share with you. I'll see you next time.